Hi, Maze. Okay. Secret of the Ooze. Sonny has ventured far from his usual haunt to find you. Syndrel, you're a hard bloke to find. I heard you thrown in your lot with the resistance, so I came here looking for you. Truth is, we've run into a spot of bother back at the Arbitorium and could use your help. Back to the Arbitorium. You're not too busy breaking your fast on Garleans, or whatever you've been doing out here, and we'd be glad for your expertise. Fancy lending a hand, I'll be over at St. Mosian's. Back to the Arbitorium. So, Arbitorium hard mode. Could be fun. I mean, I don't really know the base one because we only did it once. So, got a new look. I have the Savians set from over there at this branch of Rowena's Tombstone Exchange. I'm level 390, so more HP, way higher stats. But the look is cool. Especially like the chest piece. It still has the red. Of course, you have the Magitech type stuff when you buy for Moena. I think it looks pretty cool. I keep eating it. The only thing I changed was the staff. I didn't like the staff at all. I guess I should share that. That's cool. There's the staff. You can see like the wires coming out of it, making it more mechanical. And then there's just this giant crystal. His name is Sephi Sloth, and beating it gives the trophy Nun-Winged Angel. Thanks, Crosscode. That's what I'm talking about. And when you draw it, this little part comes out and the crystal glows a little bit. I don't know. I don't care for it personally. It looks weird to me. So I glamored Sindri Lux over it. today pay anyway, so let's return to New Britain. Today we're going to go to Tamamizu and get to the next part of the Kojin quest because I keep not doing that, and I would like to do that. So we're going to do that. So it actually gets done. Oh, have it. Took these as samurai, so I have to do this. Okay. Sanic. Yay, crosscode. Really good game. Wait, let's go back outside. Or inside. I feel like I was hitting a wall. Weird. I must have got under something and not noticed. Now that we can fly this, as long as it doesn't take all that. more obliterated than I would have liked, but fragments of mother of pearl are better than nothing at all. Too much content. But that's okay. Too much bomb. Yes. Alright. Easy. Turn those two in. Misdelivered. Kabuto has been working himself up to ask you something. Syndrome, might I ask a favor of you? Recently acquired a suit of armor. It was heavily worn and thus required repairs. I'm entrusted a smith in Kugane with its restoration. I would go alone to receive it, but I worry about the voyage. Twice now the Red Kojin have interfered in our plans. I fear they will strike again. If they do, he need your help. His condition has yet to improve. We can discuss that later. Come, let us make for Kugane. Oh good, I need to go there for 2 reasons now. I'm drunk. You're drunk. Alright. Give me just a minute. Okay. And we shall call it Eureka. Rowena will be pleased. Which means I'm not going to be pleased. But come on, I'll show you to your table. Ugh. Now begins more pain. Good to see a familiar face in these parts. Particularly that of the man who might well be my most valued customer. No, you should treat me better then. And what you want, Hancock? I gather you were not expecting Kryl or myself to be attending this little tete-a-tete. As you'll see, however, this is a matter which concerns us all. Is it now? It all began when a vessel of the East Eleanor Trading Company happened upon an island in the Glass Ocean. A deserted island which was not recorded on our charts and, quite frankly, had no business being there. It should not be there. Suffice it to say, we were surprised. Pleasantly so, in fact. An unclaimed, undeveloped island in such a location would be a boon for our trading concerns in this corner of the world. Kugani's bleeding us both dry with tariffs. Depending on the goods, we're paying more than 10 times what we'd owe in Limster or Ulda, which is already too damn much, believe you me, says the merchants. So, why are you here, Cryo? What my dear Rowena is trying to say is that having an additional port of call in this region, one more amenable to free trade, would be in the best interest of a great many parties. It'd get us more money. Which is why, upon learning of this island, I immediately authorized an exploratory expedition. The team was large and well funded. I spared no expense. Alas, only a handful returned. So something really bad's on the island. Got it. The survivors reported irregularities with the island's ether, which we believe gave rise to a number of strange and monstrous beasts. Beach was set upon them not long after they arrived. This regrettable turn of events forced us to reevaluate our assessment of the island and put our plans on hold for a time. If development was to proceed, it would require a great deal more capital than originally anticipated. But you'll work for free, so... Ah. So he went to you. We needed more money. So money when you were. So he came to me in mind for a handout, and I obliged. Before you scoff, I already did. Know that some of my regular customers were members of that failed expedition, and what they told me was enough to justify the expense. Tales of treasure, untold wealth and riches, which gods know what else. I will have to raid through all them beasties, but with great risk comes great reward, as they say. So why should I care? I still haven't heard the part why I should care. Spoken like a born entrepreneur. Your ambition and ruthlessness are admirable, my lady. I dare say I could learn a thing or two from you. In your profession, yes, you could learn a thing or two from Roina. Everybody else don't learn anything from Roina. Unless you're going to be a business person. In any event, having formed our partnership, we wish to dispatch a second joint expeditionary force to the island. That said, if we were to send just anyone, their fate is like to be the same as that of the first. So this time, we have in mind to send a dab hand, a veteran of 1,000 battles, a tried and true killer. You see where I'm going with this? I still haven't heard the part why I should care. While I lack your aptitude for warcraft, I will be joining the expedition as a researcher. The Scions have an interest in this island. Oh wait, okay, we do? Why? You're right. This is not the sort of affair that would normally concern us. Correct. Again, why should I care? However, after speaking with the others, they have consented to my participation on account of my personal interest. Oh. You'll forgive me if I say no more at this time. If my suspicions prove true, then I'll tell you everything. I promise. Right then, I believe that covers everything. Where's my payment, by the way? The company ship that will deliver you to the island is waiting for you, waiting to receive you. You may proceed to the pier whenever you're ready to depart. Because you, Oh, and so you're not surprised, you'll have company. A craftsman whose help I reckon we ought to have. He should be at the pier already. But you geared out this other group. Well, and I still have a few things to discuss, so why don't you go on ahead? I'll catch up to you later. Alright. I still didn't hear the part where I should care, but you know, I guess for Cryo, we'll go help. The new king on the block. Songs in the key of Kugane. Persona, king of the castle. There's a lot of stuff here. Let's go grab all of it. New king on the block. That's a Palika. This hunter's unbridled enthusiasm can mean only one thing. The hunt is on! I wish I played that game more. My friends stopped playing and I just didn't want to do them on myself or play with randoms. Well, well, if it isn't my old rival, Syndral Dragon Soul. Come at last to learn from a true hunter of elite marks, have you? I know you? Who are you? Forgive me if I seem overly presumptuous, but Being the renowned hunter that you are, I've always considered you to be a rival of sorts. A little healthy competition goes a long way in keeping one's skills sharp, you know? Aye. But a hunter ain't worth shite without a smithy to keep him armed and armored. That's fair. Have to excuse him. He's never been one for social graces. But he's a damn fine hunter, and what he brings back to the forge keeps me in business. And the song that's playing is when you're in camp in Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter World. Who has time for grace when game is afoot? Which reminds me, I have news of a quarry that might pique your interest. Recently came across a rather peculiar bill on the clan hunt board. Here, have a look. The bill depicts a crimson werven unlike anything you ever seen. Unfortunately, further reading of the bill reveals nothing of its origins. Oh, we know what it's from. I've actually hunted that thing. Strange, isn't it? Not only is the drawing abashedly crude, the bill itself lacks the formality expected of anything approved of the Centario clan. Still, bounty's a bounty! Before setting out, though, I thought it wise to first confirm the details of the request, and therein lies the rub. The clansmen weren't even aware this bill had been posted. Likely the escapades of some mischievous youth, they said. But if this beast truly is out there somewhere, what manner of hunter would I be if I didn't go and find out? And from what I've been told, you're never one to back down from a chance at adventure. How about it? Take up the hunt? Count me in. Every bit the thrill seeker I marked you for. Glad to hear it. To make things a little more interesting, what do you say we make this a race, eh? See who could slay it first. I'll even give you a hint to get you on your way. The beast we're after is Rathalos, King of the Skies, they call it. From what I've gathered, it was last spotted somewhere around the Azim Steppe, which is a... yeah, that makes sense that it would be there. That place really does feel like a Monster Hunter area. You'd like to learn more if you speak with the locals at Reunion. As for me, I still need to prepare before I can head out, so consider this a head start. Good luck, Syndrel. May the best hunter win. Yeah! Quest accepted. Doo-doo! I really do wish I played that game more. Okay, to the markets. Yeah, they used the hunt art and they had the horn. That was really cool. Who should stand before me but the hero who shattered the shackles of the oppression in Doma and Alamigo both? In spite of your burgeoning fame, I am honored that you would willingly share your time with this humble minstrel. If I may ask, how are you enjoying the Far East? I like it. With its many charms, it is an easy place to like. Indeed, it holds a special place in my heart. You might even say it's the second home to me. Often, as I find myself here on my endless quest for verse. And on this particular visit, the proprietor of this theater chanced to hear me perform and took a shine to my work. One thing led to another, and a number of my songs were adapted for the stage. Such are the crowds they have drawn, I've been commissioned to write pieces for a new production. That's not to brag, mind you. Nay, far from it. For though I am glad of the approval, the truth is I've been struggling to summon forth the inspiration with which to fuel my creativity. But of course, your recent exploits could well provide me with the inspiration I need. Such events you have witnessed, such emotions experienced, in your struggle to liberate Doma and Alamigo from the clutches of the Empire. Though the tales have been doing their rounds, there is no substituting a first-hand account. I would see from the eyes of he who stood in the thick of it and knows the depths of his heart. I shall remain in Kogane while I compose my pieces for the Mushokosa. Whenever you could spare a moment, I ask that you regale unto me your recent adventures. Something heroic this way comes. Lakshmi Suzano Shinryu. Oh, what stirring story have you for me today? Ah, Tristan's hammer. Lose of her beloved daughter not once but twice. First to the Empire and then to the Primal's false promise. 'Tis all I could do to imagine the Qualyana elder's grief. And as she had not lost enough, unable to bear the reality, she chooses to flee from it by making an offering of her soul to the Primal. 'Tis a tragedy to rend hearts. My apologies, Sindral. I know full well that I asked you for a tale, but so private and intense a sorrow should not be made the subject of amusement. However, I would honor the memory of the departed with the verse. For her daughter's life a mother mourned, but from her flesh her soul was torn. For her daughter's smile a mother yearned, now from a dream she may never return. Forgive me if I have awakened unpleasant memories. Liberties may be taken in a tale's telling, but it cannot wipe away such sorrow that has taken root in one's heart. Nay, no more than abiding in a dream will change reality. Even so, we may pray for wounds to heal and scars to fade. And so pray I shall for the Quiliana, for all those who grieve, that they may one day know peace. Okay, good. Doesn't add. Susano is on like the extremes of all of them. Not that we're going to do them. You have a new tale for me? Wonderful. Clash against a kami of legend. The words fairly write themselves. Yes, this would adapt well indeed for the stage, and I dare say even the Kojin would come to watch. As this song is yours, however, 'tis only meet that you are the first to hear it. Lend your ears, then, to the tale of your furious encounter with Susanoo, the Lord of the Revel. Upon eastern seas, 3 treasures join to birth a kami great, whose sacred blade strikes awe in hearts and cleaves the land in straits. From western lands a challenger comes, a hero from afar, whose radiant blade sets souls ablaze and outshines the very stars. I like that one. It would capture Susanoo's stormy grandeur. I drew upon my imagination to create more evocative imagery, but it should more or less line up with your experience. Close enough. Somewhat stormier than you recall? Well then, makes it just right. Upon the stage, storytelling takes on a different dynamic, you see, and it's common practice to favor the grandiose, to make it more grand. But, with your rousing tale at its heart, I have no doubt that the play will be received with no less than a standing ovation. Pull the tribute extreme. And Shinryu. Well then, don't keep me in suspense. Shinryu, a being of pure violence, born of the torment of they who die for their homeland. Those souls had longed for the power to smite the empire. Little would they have imagined that this power would assume such a form. Nor that it would fall into the enemy's hands to become the ultimate obstacle to freedom, bound to the will of Xenos Yegalis. Pitiable man who feels not safe when at the edge of death. Disagree with part of that, but that's okay. Sounds overly exaggerated? Perfect. That's a storyteller. Every bard. The power to smite, the power to save, a desperate man did direly crave. High though the price, in full he did pay, creating a god where his body lay. The power to rise, the power to vie. A lonely man did madly desire. Forsook his flesh, for such was the toll, binding a god to his insatiable soul. Here we have two men who sought power, but for different reasons. One wished to deliver his homeland from tyranny, the other wished to fill the void of his solitude. Yet even should they achieve this goal, would they truly find peace? No. Suspect that only they would know the answer. That's fine. I killed them both. Now you, my friend, will you continue your fight? You will continue your fight, will you not? Pray that you will again regale me with such accounts of your experiences. For as brightly as a hero's tale shines, it is not without its shadows. It is my duty, I feel, to share both with the world, the stirring and the sorrowful. There's someone seeking your acquaintance. Dramatis persona. Welcome, my lord. There is a young maiden here who would speak with you. Miss, the adventurer has arrived. Lena Murella. And here he is, the liberator of both Doma and Alamigo in the flesh. I'm Lena Murella, correspondent for the Raven. You may recognize me from my expose on the secret lives of the homunculi. Wait. Your last name sounds familiar, and you look familiar, but you're not the same, right? From my botanist quest, the 50-60 chain. Not the same, no, yeah. See, I didn't think so. Looks younger. But the name is the same, right? I think the name is the same. Yeah, maybe a little sister. That's what I was thinking. Huh? Is there a problem? Miosha? That would be my sister. Yeah, her. Okay, so we were right. People mistake us all the time. Same profession, you see, and we do bear a passing resemblance. When last I heard, she was assigned to the Botanist Guild in Gridania. Poor thing. Yeah. Have you heard her, Have you read her latest pieces? They are fantastic. Enough small talk. It's not for nothing that I've been standing here since yesterday morning on the off chance you passed by. That is dedication. Just like your sister. Okay. No, I'm here because, actually, it's best you heard it from Alma. I'm but an observer. Okay, you're here to write the story. Alma, come! I found him! Alma? And I know this music. Sounds like FF14 music. Is this the adventurer of whom you spoke? Indeed it is! Please, I beg of you, find my father. You're his only hope. It's alright, Alma. We're attracting unwanted attention. Might I suggest a change of venue? We'll wait you before the Prima Vista. Theater barge has a berth at the airship landing. Oh, we got another king of the castle. This employee of the East Island Trading Company is relieved to see you. Citadel Dragonsoul? Oh, thank heavens. I'm in dire need of a capable adventurer, and I can think of none better. Local officials have been working desperately to keep this confidential, but there's trouble in the Kugane Castle. It has been overrun by a band of outlaws. That's terrible. How did that happen? What's more, they've taken hostages a number of nobles along with the Bugyo, Kugane's highest magistrate. They're demanding the country's borders be closed off, assisting Kugane's efforts to establish ties with the other countries is folly. Their folly. Why, if they had their way, I imagine foreigners, Aijin, as they call them, would never set foot here ever again. Because they're dumb. Under normal circumstances, the second Sugumi would have taken steps to immediately resolve this crisis, but they dare not do anything to put the Wagyo at greater risk. To proceed would require a decree from the Bakufu, yet I fear there is no time to send an envoy to the royal capital and back. It'd take forever. Nevertheless, they have done their due diligence and delivered a missive. Awaiting a response, they have also called upon the East Eleanor Trading Company in an attempt to potentially expedite the rescue of the hostages. And so, you're calling to me. As to why they would go out of their way to contact us, well, one of the captives is from Olda. Oh, shoot. It goes without saying, the repercussions of a foreign dignitary coming to harm would be dire. Yes, it would be. Because the Sekisugumi cannot yet act in an official capacity, they have asked for my assistance in assembling a small contingent to infiltrate the castle. Me. If you would join our cause, make for the aqueducts in the Rakuza district. Hidden passage leading to the castle kept under guard by the Sekisugumi. Tell them I sent you, and they'll explain what you must do. Okay. Not you. Closest, I guess. You're not gonna just let me jump off, are you? There we go. Sent by the East Eleanor Trading Company? Then there is still a chance. Permit me to apprise you of the situation. The castle is presently being held by a group of criminals under the leadership of a merchant named Kageyama. We believe his demand to close off our borders, as ludicrous as it seems, are a vain attempt to eliminate what he sees as a threat from foreign businesses. If it were only him and his cohorts, I'm quite confident my men and I could easily rout them on our own. Problem is, however, is his bodyguard. Our informants tell us he is a swordsman of great renown in the Hingan underworld. He demands exorbitant sums of money, defending his clients with seemingly inhuman displays of strength and skill consummate to the price he is paid. Oh, crap. Give you 3 guesses who that is, and the first 2 don't count if you're a Final Fantasy fan. Your task will be to contend with Kageyama and his hired blade in the heart of the castle. With all eyes focused on you, they will fail to notice my men's intrusion to rescue the hostages. Shames me to ask this of a civilian. Not really, just a civilian. But if we are to save those people, I can see no other way. The United Castle is now accessible. We'll do that later. I don't feel like getting Zanmato today. What else we came here for... Not you. And we go to Pure 1. Yeah, exactly. Are we still qualified as civilian? I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I guess to them. Oh, this is a... That's, we shall call it Eureka, but first. Good, you're here. It would seem the Forge has entrusted Shiomi with my armor. Curious twist of fate, no? Oh! Syndrome! My, what a surprise! It's so good to see you again. Nice. Pleasure to see you again as well. Oh my word! It talked! Of course. Of course. We have not been properly introduced. I am Tsukiyomo, a kami called forth from the treasure vault in Tamamizu. I've read everything I could about the Kojin and their beliefs since we parted ways. The text spoke of kami that inhabited the treasures in their keep, but I never imagined them to be real. Well, as you can see, they are more than mere stories. It's not why we are here. You come to inquire about the armor we entrusted to you for repairs. Aren't you a serpent captain? Yes, but do they recognize that? They're not part of the alliance, technically. As you are far away from your company's area, you're basically on vacation. I mean... Yes, of course. As a fledgling craftsman, I pour my heart into all my work, and this armor was no exception. But I've already delivered it to the Hell's Lid as instructed in your letter. Wait. Letter? We sent no letter. This must be the work of the Red Kojin. Oh no! Is there anything we can do? Yeah, go take it back. No need to fear. We need only stop them before they... Oh dear. He seems to have stopped. That's bad. Must retrieve armor. Has Tsukuyomo always behaved so strangely? Only for the past few moons. Do you think you can fix him? I would rather he stay with you when Syndra and I face the Red Kojin. You ungrateful. To face them is to face death. You would only slow us down. Arrogant, thick shell. Please calm yourself, Tsukuyomo. Our widow only means to keep you from harm. By the time he returns, I promise you'll be as good as new. Come, Syndra. Hurry to Hell's Lid and intercept the delivery before it reaches the Red. Right. Okay, that's out of the Ruby Sea. Look who's here! And no matter how many times you say it, you whiny little shite, I ain't about to let a bloody stranger waltz up and deign to tell me which way my bread is buttered. Now piss off! Thank you, Geralt. Does your Eorzean stubbornness know no end? I have urgent business on that island, and I demand you take me there at once. I don't give a crap what you want. You are dressed like me, though. Wait a minute. I could hear the shouting half a mile away. Hey, Cryo. What's going on? What's this white mage want? I mean, dressed like a white mage. Gerald, what is this fuss about? Oh, sorry, Miss Cryle. Sorry about that. It's this here bastard what's causing trouble. Kaija, what are you doing here? Did you really think I wouldn't find out about your letter? The nerve of you, trying to get a head start on your own. Well, sorry to spoil your plans.
Don't be difficult. I had every intention of requesting your assistance if and when I confirmed my hypothesis was correct.
Colleague, I'm assuming? Unwanted colleague?
Forgive me. You must be completely at a loss.
I am.
This gentleman on the right is... Wait, you already know each other, do you? Well, as you may have guessed, Geralt will be lending his considerable expertise to our expedition.
Because Geralt.
And on the left, we have... Ikaja Tasun...
Right, it'd be like a... Jeka? No clue.
Students of Aldessian, and you must be the so-called Warrior of Light. Charmed, I'm sure. I'll thank you not to get underfoot.
Excuse me?
Manners! If you intend to accompany us on this expedition... Of course I do. If you think I'm about to let a by-the-book traditionalist like you conduct an independent investigation, you've got another thing coming.
Think coming? Should be thing coming. Well, it could be thing. Just be different. I mean, it should be thing because that's typically how it's said, but...
I should be glad to welcome the assistance of a preeminent scholar such as yourself.
Where's your book?
Now, if you would be so kind to stop badgering poor Geralt and board the ship, we can get under way.
And you have a staff like a white mage, and you're dressed like a white mage. And I'll have you know, I am better at white mage than you. Don't talk down to me again like that. However you pronounce your name.
One of the few surviving students of Aldessian. While his expertise in atheology is impressive by any measure, alas, so is his ego.
Yeah, I saw that. Need to knock it down a peg or so.
Enough about him. We have an island to explore. If you've no matters left to attend to, speak with Rodney. He'll show you a ward.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
I have a feeling this will be quite the trip with that other person there.
Ah.
Wait, that was a male? Yeah, it was a male. It threw me off too until they said he, and then I was like, oh, okay. Just has that long hair.
Occurs to me that no one bothered to tell you the name of the island we mean to explore, am I correct?
Correct.
Bit grandiose and melodramatic, but we've tentatively named it for a place from Allegheny legend. A forbidden land where fearsome weapons were hidden away for safekeeping.
That's where the game could use voice acting. Correct. Where are we going? We call it...
Eureka.
Roll credits. And we shall call it Eureka. You now have access to the Forbidden Land Eureka Animos. Animos can be explored in parties of up to 8 players or solo.
Aw, man.
Funny timing. I just came back from Eureka a minute ago and caught your stream just now. Ah, funny. Eureka from FF3 as the Crystal Tower because Allegan. Makes sense.
Man.
8 players or solo. Oh wait, up to 8 players. To embark on your journey to Animos, speak with Rodney at Pier 1 in Kugane.
Please be advised that all excursions in the Forbidden Land, Eureka, and are item level synced. Animos gear exceeding item level 300 will be adjusted. So, Animos, you will have the opportunity to create Eureka gear and weapons. If you wish to do so, it would be prudent to acquire level 70 antiquated items in advance. Should you wish to know more about Eureka Animos and what it has to offer, speak with Rodney for further details. Expeditions. Play you once. Because I already have yours. Worthless. So that sounds like fun. Wave. As said before, I think it better we continue this conversation in the privacy of the young lady's barge. It's not I don't trust anyone here. It's simply I don't trust anyone here. Gargate Magumo has been instructed to look out for you. In future, speak with him when you wish to gain admittance to the docks. Admission to the docks. Thanks for coming, Central. You're probably wondering why I've summoned you to an airship, and a Garlean one at that. Yes, I have a lot of questions. Allow me to explain on the shuttle. Neat. Super fancy. Now I know I'm right. I was like 99% sure before. Now I'm 100% right. Alright, Ellie, I assume you're going to be playing Geomancer. I'll be going as... I don't know what you want as your second class. I'll be going as White Mage Summoner, as per the LP. May Sky, what classes do you want to... The Prima Vista serves as both stage and home to the majestic Imperial Theater Company. This theme is also from Final Fantasy Tactics, for those of you that didn't pick up on that. Because I just said FFT earlier, so I should explain myself more. Final Fantasy Tactics. And Alma is an NPC. Oh, we run into Ramza. That'd be really cool. Or just somebody named Ramza. That'd be neat. Final Fantasy Tactics is a game that I love. And also, it was my third ever third? I want to say third. Jeez, it's been so long. It was one of the first LPs I ever did. It was really early.
scroll all the way down. Yeah, third. It's been a while. Yeah, third ever LP I ever did. You can keep that dirk in your drawers. No one here is a member of the Imperial Army, nor are there any spies within the troop. At least, no known spies, and that's all that matters. I'm not way off, sixth. Where we met, actually. Wow, it was a long time ago, huh? Ask anyone, and they will readily to another FFT piece here. The Majestic Imperial Theater Company are the finest practitioners of the dramatic arts to be found anywhere on the 3 great continents, and beyond. They have admirers throughout the Empire and its territories, and even boast a sizable following in Gridania, hence my assignment to their story. I hope when we land or when we start the quest, the theme we get is the map theme, because I think that would be really cool. Little known fact, outside Garlemald at least, that the late Emperor was a devoted patron of the arts, who supported various theater troupes to the tune of much coin. Oh, really? Wow. Indeed. So, I don't remember what series you started commenting, Maze. You've been around for a long time, too. Indeed, Solus was so enamored of the majestic players that he ordered the construction of this very airship, that the troupe might perform in every corner of the Empire. Super fancy. When his grandson took the throne, however, everything changed, 'cause he's a prick. Now all theater troupes, domestic and foreign, must submit their works for approval by the Central Imperial Board of Censors. Of course he would. If a play is deemed vulgar or inflammatory, it's banned and the troupe denied their writs of transit. Oh yeah. Not that long, but quite a while by now. Yeah? Funny, two people that I consider friend, the first comments that you made, like the first series of comments that y'all did on the series made me angry, and now we're friends. Isn't that funny? Now, all theater troupes, domestic and foreign, oh yeah, we already did that. Well, they're never heard from again. Worst offenders, they're never heard from again. First comment was Cosmic Star Heroine, but I was looking before then. Yeah, I remember you saying you were, Sky. I couldn't remember what series you were, too. Policy has effectively left playwrights with one of 2 options. Compromise their creative integrity to curry favor with this radiance, or put down their quills altogether. That sucks. Principal of the Majestic, however, chose a 3rd option, to express his disapproval for the new Empire's policies in essentially unpolitical works. Oh. Gotcha. Pray forgive me for my earlier outburst. Alma Boss Lexenthal, daughter of Principal Genomus Sen Lexenthal. Ha, Sen. Okay, I actually don't know those.
Alright, they're just citizens. Let's see, Sen. Civis for realists, artisans, and other citizens working in manufacturing, and boss, which she is. Merchants and other, let's see, civis, mercatus, merchants and other citizens working on services. Okay, they're just citizens. Mayhap you've heard of my father's latest play, the Zodiac Brave story? Oh, I've experienced that. On the surface, it's an innocent... I was there. On the surface, it's an innocent retelling of a well-known Garlean fairy tale, hardly worthy of the censor's attention. But beneath it is something quite different, a fact the censors failed to spot when they approved the manuscript for public performance, because they're dense. Play quickly became a success. The common folk loved its fantastical story, while the learned classes appreciated its true message. By the time the Imperial Board of Censors realized their mistake, it was too late. Sucked to be them. No longer in a position to prohibit the performance outright without admitting fault, they took aim at the company's purse strings instead. Losers. Before long, noble patrons began to withdraw their support, fearing to be associated with the troupe. By the end, even the learned felt compelled to feign ignorance. By bleeding the majestic of their funding, the censors robbed them of their voice. And none of this has made it clear to why you're here. Right. Yeah, why am I here? Allow me, Lena. Sid! Hey! What are you doing here? So help me, you pull out Excalibur from nowhere, and I'll know you've been holding back. I've known Geronus since we were students at the Magitech Academy. When I heard his daughter was in Kugane, looking to enlist the aid of an adventurer, I felt compelled to give her your name. Sorry for not announcing myself sooner, old friend. No, that's cool, Sid. Yeah, no problem. Now, wouldn't that be quite the FF14 reference? Yeah, no joke. Geronus and I were from different worlds, but that only served to fuel our friendship. Many were the nights we would prattle on into the wee hours, warm flagons of pitted ale numbing our minds to the other's naive ideologies. Yet, no matter where our conversation began, it would invariably end with him telling me how he was going to change the Empire from the inside out. The troop was to be his path into the people's hearts. Sounds like a good man. Even after the Empire forced him from his home, Geronus never gave up hope that his work might change the world. Or the more reason why he needs to be found. Got it. Right. He's missing. Art will ever strain against artificial bounds and borders, man-made walls and misguided wars. It is in such times of uncertainty that we must needs embrace our calling and take to the skies so others might do the same. What I'm trying to say, rather poorly, I concede, is that not all Garleans are hewn from the same stone. Just as there are those who pledge their lives to the Empire, and would never think to question the authority of its leaders. There are those like Alma's father and myself whose love for the country does not blind them to its flaws. Still, try selling that sack of sunflower to an Alamegan or a Doman who has watched his family consumed in the flames of a Magitech Reaper. Yeah, fair enough. How many Eorzean adventurers do you think would leap at the opportunity to help an Imperial search for her missing father? And in Garlean territory, no less. Me? That's about it. But you're different. You have seen enough to know that the line between good and evil is not defined by race, color, or creed. So what say you? I'd make a poor adventure if I were to decipher adventure. Never turn my back on a damsel in distress. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now that you understand the nature of the task, perhaps Alma could provide some insight as to where we might begin our search. Shortly before my father disappeared, he began working on his next play, a successor to the Zodiac Brave story. I'm getting ahead of myself. Please, follow me. Oh man, am I gonna get transported into a book? That game wasn't as good, at least to me. Through adventure and hardship, young Delita, a boy of common blood, becomes a hero, culminating in the birth of the mystical kingdom of Ivalice. Correct. But that's not the real. But that is where the story ends. There's no records of anything that follows. Is Principal Jamona simply going to invent something? My father believed he had discovered evidence of a second hero. Correct. One whose efforts went largely unnoticed, but without whom Delita would never have risen to the throne. His was the next tale he wanted to tell, the true Zodiac Brave story. A second hero? According to my father's studies, this young man was one of Delita's closest friends and confidants. That is, until the untimely passing of Delita's sister forced the two to part ways. Yet, the unnamed hero continued to provide aid to his friend by thwarting the machinations of those who would scheme against Delita, thus paving the way for the pauper's rise to regent. You must forgive me, but I've never heard anyone make such claims. How exactly did your father come by this information? That is a long story. One which begins and ends with Germonus becoming lost in the very legend he sought to lay bare. Even as far back as our academy days, Ivalice had Germonus firmly in its grasp. He flatly refused to believe the story was just a fairy tale. And so, when he was finally driven out of Garlemald, it was only natural that he should choose this of all places as his refuge. Was it not, Alma? That's correct, Master Garland. It has long been my father's belief that the ruins of ancient Ivalice lie beyond Nexia? Yeah, sure. Buried beneath the sands of the Dalmasca Desert. Dalmasca? Poor Dalmasca. Kingdom prospered in relative isolation for countless generations, till the Empire came calling. As it does. When at touring, my father would organize expeditions into the Dalmasca Desert to search for proof of Ivalice's existence. Sometimes he would bring back strange artifacts, ancient tomes, and crystals. Crystals unlike any other. My father called them auracite and claimed they were pivotal to proving his theories. This is one such crystal. By the 12, it's magnificent! Ivalician legend tells of crystals bequeathed by the gods unto those who would be kings. During his quest to gather auracite that young Delita rises. It is during his quest to gather auracite that young Delita rises to prominence. I must have heard the tale 1,000 times from my nursemaid, but that is all it ever was. A tale. Until right now. My father would often tell us how the Orisite spoke to him. At the time, we assumed he was speaking figuratively, that the stone's beauty roused his muse. But then he began to act strangely,
As you do with the stones from FF14.
How so? Following our arrival here in Hingashi, my father spent most of his time cloistered in his chambers, poring over his past research. And though he was alone, we would oft hear him in conversation. It was not uncommon for my father to recite the lines as he wrote them, but it soon became clear that this was something else. It was as if he was talking to my mother who passed several winters gone. Might this not have been out of mere loneliness? Perhaps the strain of your flight from Gallermont? Possibly, but that would not explain the voices which answered him.
Alma, who are these people? I told you I did not require any help finding father, especially from outsiders. Older, ponytail, protected the sister. Yeah, Ramza. I was right. So can you join us, Ramza? Allow me to introduce... Enough, Master Sid. Master Sid. We may be shunned by the Empire, but we're still Garleans, and we still have our pride. Unlike some, it seems, we require neither the aid nor the pity of foreign rabble. Ooh!
Have you forgotten where you are, brother? It is we who are the foreign rabble. This land and its customs are but unknown to us. We would be fools to conduct our search without a proven guide.
Sister is right, Ramza. As for my good friend here, your mistrust is ill-placed. I'll personally vouch for his character. In all the time I have known him, he has never once let anything as insignificant as race or creed color his judgment. You're lucky to have him.
But we would have you, Master Garland. Why do you refuse us?
Oh, you're not coming along, Sid?
You know why.
Till this affair with Omega is resolved, my hands are tied. Pains me to refuse you and your sister, but it pains me far more to leave Germonus to his fate. I am sorry. So I'm giving you the best adventurer here.
You need not apologize. I let my emotions get the better of me. To what happened in Rabanastar, maybe time to admit we're out of our depth.
Rabanastar? Ugh. Why?
My brother's last expedition met with tragedy in the ruins of the capital city. He barely escaped with his life.
Man, I kind of like this Ramza more. Is that sad? At least he's got some character. That was mean. The Empire turned Rabanastar into a death trap. You were a fool to set foot there without proper escort.
I realize that now, Master Garland. But at the time, I saw an opportunity to rescue our father, and I took it. Whatever led you to believe your father was in Damascus' capital? My father's fascination with Elysian legend began with a trip to the Antediluvian city long before the war. Call it a premonition, but something tells me that is where he's returned. Now, if you excuse me, I need some time to think.
Then, Alma, I shall leave you and your brother in Sindril's capable hands. He has ever repaid my trust with interest. You do well to grant him yours.
Thank you, Master Garland. We will not forget this kindness.
Oh, time to save. I hear this song. Time to save game. Saves game. Okay.
Master Garland seems to think highly of you, so I withhold judgment until after Damascus. A City Fallen. Protagonist theme. And background story. Ramza is itching to depart. Gamaska is nestled in a foreign corner of the Empire's outermost territories. I do not foresee any trouble from the standing army, but would suggest committing to memory the locations of each of the barge's exits, just in case. As for the flight itself, the currents above Damascus are as wild as the land below. You may want to hold on. Quest accepted. We'll complete our descent to Rabanastre in the shuttle. No. You stay here. Ramza! I thought I made myself clear, Alma. The capital is simply too dangerous. Father would never forgive me if I were to lose you trying to rescue him. Come, we're wasting time. The rural city of Rabanastre. Why, though? Why? Why'd you bring this game in? FFT was fine. I love Final Fantasy Tactics. This is not Final Fantasy Tactics. According to my father, Rabanastre was already a thriving city some 1,000 years ago. But after performing several private excavations beneath the so-called Desert Sapphire, my father came to the conclusion that it was not the first settlement to stand here. Then your father believes that Rabanastre sits atop the royal city of Lysalia, capital of Ivalice. But if that's true, it could change history. We would be famous! Famous? Are you sure you don't mean rich? You're kinda all alike. Like you don't wish you had money right now. Yeah, I played through every numbered Final Fantasy on stream. Parasites grown fat on the sweat and suffering of others. Bold words for a boy of but 16 summers. And what, pray tell, have I done to deserve such spite? I only wish to learn the truth behind the disappearance of the Empire's foremost playwright. If that should lead to something bigger, well then, I'd be the worst reporter in the realm if I did not pursue it. Yeah, a lot did. But at least unlike a lot of other people I haven't seen in a while. Yes, we can argue about this now, or we can return to the Prima Vista and report to our army of adventurers that it's time to begin the expedition. I humbly suggest the latter. Army of adventurers. I have a feeling that means 24 then. You see, it is as I said, brother. Let them come to us. Should we kill them now? No, time is not right. When has that stopped us before? See, what's there? Benga? Barga? I don't remember. Start with the B. Fool, do you see that one? Slayer of gods, they call him. Warrior of light. Royal City of Rabanastar. Tiring room. Dramaturge, so drama. Tragedian, so tragedies. Musician, assistant. Thespian, muscle. Gotta get those squats in! Get your cloud on. Bell. Paint. Okay. Let's go. Oh, we just picked up a bunch of quests today. Quest and information today. Let's... Let's go do the Kojin quest. We're gonna start working on the next step. Misdelivered. Thank the God you came when you did. The red-shelled bastards nearly made off with this here package. I'm afraid this delivery was a trap of their creation. This armor is mine, you see. I made no request to have it delivered, only to have it repaired by the armorer in Kugane. But as it is here, repairs are complete, I would be more than happy to relieve you of your duty. You're kidding. Well, if it means I don't have to lug this crate back, by all means. I wouldn't stay around here long, though. Those red Kojin could show up again at any moment. I'm out, bye. For a blessing, we have foiled their plans, and the courier was unharmed. Still, I find it strange the red Kojin knew of this armor. Competent, the lot of them. I'll have to handle this myself. Dreadfully familiar voice. Again, huh? Well, well, if it isn't the cowardly Kojin from Yangxia. Have you come to beg, then? You cannot have this armor, Hiromaki. It belongs to the blue. Why would I concern myself with that pile of scrap when you've already given us so much? Defeating you here and taking it would have been simple enough. We never dreamed you would leave it in Kugane for us. Yes, truly a gift of the divine. Tsukumo, but how? If you would have the doll returned, the blue Kojin will serve. Your obedience may even grant you access to the vault. You would have us debase ourselves for you? Barter with blood and blade as you do? Never. Suppose you mean to take this back with a fair trade? Ha! Your pretty words will buy naught but a quick death. We'll be waiting for you on the Isle of Zeki. Come to serve or to die. Choice is yours. I choose option 3, beating you. Red often deal in lies and deception. That face was likely empty, but if what they say is true, Shihome may have come to harm. You go and check on her. I'll deliver this armor home and see to the truth of Hiromaki's threats.
back to Kuzane.
Oh, Syndrome, if only you'd returned sooner.
Are you hurt?
I'm fine, thank you, but surely after you left, the Red Kojin came and took Tsukukumo. There was nothing I could do. I know how much it meant to Kabuto, yet I failed him when he needed me most.
You needn't worry. All that matters is you're safe. What's more, we recovered the armor.
Kabuto, I'm sorry to have caused you so much worry. Were you able to save Tsukumo?
Fortunately, no. Hiramaki's forces overwhelmed me as he made his escape. But we know where they are keeping him. I promise you, we will get him back.
You'll stand against them. I'll furnish you with any arms and armor you require. It's the least I can do.
Would be honored, as would my brothers if you would have the Blue Kojin as patrons henceforth.
Yes, of course. I only wish I was able to repair poor Tsukumo. When he safely returned, I promise to do all I can to fix him.
Thank you, Shiromi. Syndrome, meet me in Tamamizu. Discuss strategy with you.
Of course.
Show me what she needed to hear, but I know you understand the hardships before us. My people know little of the ways of war, and our numbers are few. Failure is assured if we face the Red head-on. Must pay for what he's done. Easier said than done, my friend.
Muto, heard from the others. How could you let them take Tsukumo away from you?
Elder, we were just planning a strategy to rescue him. I thought it best if Syndra and I sneak in and say nothing to the rest of the Divine Circle? To those who look to you for guidance? Well, now is not the time for false bravado. If you would go to the Isle of Zeki and face the Red, you will not do so alone. You must speak with the Divine Circle. No, all of the Blue. Sound a call to arms and lead them into battle. Lead the Blue to battle? Yeah, I'll be there with you. We'll win. That is the Elder's wish. I fear I have no other choice. There's the armor, though. Cool looking. No, that's the full set. Neat.
Forja Kugane has accepted the Blue Kojin as patrons and has repaired the armor that now rests in the treasure vault. Only one spot left. Honored. Kojin is divine. Turn you in. Take the next set of 3. And then the next set of 3 because we went up in rank. So we get an additional 3 today. Okay. Now what? Like, that's just these quests. Nothing to say if we teleport out to the Azim Steppe and then there's more quests. Okay. Let's go look. Nothing there. Huh. What a pleasant surprise, quote unquote. Maybe? Yeah? Huh. Shocking. I mean, that's good and bad. Good because now I don't have to, grab even more quests. This would be New King on the Block would be here. Yeah, but no blue quest, which is what I was looking for. So that's good. But that's gonna do it for today on this. Sorry for the shorter stream. I'll just be honest with you all, like I always am. I woke up late. I had a hard time sleeping last night. Got depressed and just couldn't get to sleep. But, so, sorry for that. My apologies. Next stream, not sure. Night's off tomorrow, and I know we're doing grocery shopping and running errands and doing all of that. For sure. And I'm not sure about the weekend. Saturday and Sunday as well. I'll try to keep you updated, and as always, you can get the notification, hey, I'm streaming. You know, you get that from Twitch. And latest Monday. Monday for sure we'll stream again and continue our crazy Final Fantasy 14 adventures. Going to all kinds of places. We got a whole lot of different quests we can do now. I will do these Kojin quests and try to make progress on that. Even when I'm not streaming, I'll do my best on that. But thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for caring. And until, wish I could give you a better date, not sure. Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Until then, have a great rest of your day, or depending on where you are in the world, have a great day, because your day just started. I'm Central. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.